Hey everybody, it's Tuesday and it's 2 o'clock, so that means it is time for Top 5 Tuesday. Well, I want to first of all talk about something I was going from last week. We talked about doing a giveaway for the people who were leaving comments on our last post, so that would have been last week. So first thing I want to announce is the winner from last week is Ken Gerard. So Ken, if you could message me your mailing address, then I'm going to send you a Crate Insider hat, which brings me to, this is going to be what we're going to give away today. Well, actually, new one, this one's mine, but a Crate Insider hat. And if you are new to Top 5 Tuesday, if this is the first time you've joined us live, I make it really simple, or as simple as it can be. All you need to do is leave a comment. You can say hi, you can leave an emoticon, whatever in the comments, and that at the end of this video, I will go to random number generator and I will pick a random number based on the number of comments, and that person will win a hat. So, and in fact, you know, my hair's kind of just in a clip, so I'm just going to go ahead and model the hat now so you can see how cool you could look in your Crate Insider hat. There we go. So now that I'm in total like Crate Insider gear here, gosh, I got a lot of great people here that are joining multiple times. I mean, Team Plankwood, you guys are here week after week. Thank you so much for everyone who's joining. And nice lid, thank you. So great. So I thought we'd do something a little different. I always like to feature a product each week. And so I know going into the summer and we're getting into warmer and warmer temperatures, definitely starting to get a lot of questions about cooling. And so one thing I thought I would show off today is we have done a video on these before. I actually did a video with my friend Jean from Maxima Oil, but this is Kool-Aid. So you do not want to drink this. I don't know what it tastes like because it's antifreeze basically, so I wouldn't want to try it. But it comes in two ways. This is a great additive to use with your water. You know, actually that's the first thing I want to mention is when you're putting water in your radiator, the best thing to do is use distilled water. You don't want to use water just from a hose or from a tap, just because you don't know what minerals or contaminants, or well, less about contaminants, more about minerals. You want to really introduce pure, clean water. So the distilled water, I mean, just spend the $1 at the dollar store and pick up a gallon and use that for your radiator. You're going to, you know, see less of deposits and that type of thing. And then for an additive, the Kool-Aid comes in two ways. Now this will treat like the same amount. So this one's called ready to use. So it already is diluted with water. Otherwise, I think it's a 1-to-4 ratio with the concentrate. So in the end, it really, you know, either one of these you could pour into your radiator. This one you could dilute first if you wanted to and put it in there, and it'll treat a radiator. So you just need one bottle, whichever one you choose. They both are $9.95. So, but we really like that, and I know I've had a lot of customers who have had really good success with the Kool-Aid. And like I said, check that video out. When I'm done with this video, I'll make sure I've got a link to each of the products that I talk about. And within that product itself, as I've already got the YouTube video that's in there that talks about the Kool-Aid. So it has a little more about that chemistry and that type of thing. So Jean knows a lot more about that than I do, but I can tell you that I do a lot of happy customers who use that for cooling. So I don't have any other huge announcements for this week. So that means we can jump right into Top 5 Tuesday. So if this is new for you, if this is the first time you're joining us, each week on our video, we talk about our top 5 products of the week. And I normally talk about them a little bit, you know, give you a little more information than what you might just see on the website. So in the number 5 spot this week is definitely one of my favorites. This is from LSM Racing Products. This is our LSM valve spring changer. So the way this works, and we've got a video on this too a lot, I guess that's pretty much the answer to everything today is like, there's a video for that. But here's our valve spring changer, and this part here, it goes on to the rocker arm bolt or stud or whatever. I mean, I can't remember, somebody beat me up on it about what it's supposed to be called, but anyway, the rocker arm stud, it sits on there. This screws down in order to compress the valve spring. Then you can pull off the keepers and then replace your valve spring, and well, you can just turn it, replace your valve spring, and then depress it again, and then put your keepers on. So it makes it really simple. And if you'd like, you can add the speed handle. You could use this with a wrench. in order to turn it. Otherwise, there is a speed handle that LSM Products makes so that it can just kind of spin around and you can do it really, really fast. But I love the construction of all their tools because they're the T6061 T6 aluminum. So this is nice and heavy duty and strong. And I always like to show it in the box because I think, you know, this is just really nice that we have this padded, you know, foam insert so that it can keep your tool nice. I mean, not like there's anything that's really going to hurt it, but I don't know. I'm somebody who appreciates that type of thing. So that is our LSM Racing Products valve spring changer, and that one runs $212.98. So next up, in the number 4 spot, oh, this is one I love to talk about. You guys have heard me talk about this before if you watch Top 5 Tuesday, is our Joe's Air Cleaner Stud Kit. So with this, it would just screw into your carburetor, just like that. Well, I'm like pretending my hand is this carburetor. And then you can adjust these tapered nuts so that they can be the height of your air filter. And that way, when you put your air filter lid on top and then you go to screw this down, you've got a stopping point. And it's just nice for that. This is a stainless steel stud. I don't know how long it is. I'm looking for my tape measure. Usually I've got one around here. Hang on just a second. There's one somewhere. Oh, here we go. So this is a question I get sometimes, so I might as well answer it. So that stud is 8 inches long. So 8 inches. So as long as you've got 8 inches to work with for your air filter, which you should. I don't know why you wouldn't. I guess if you're running one of those like monster 6-inch filters or something, then maybe you wouldn't have room. There's been a couple of situations, but other than that, so you've got 8-inch stud, and then you've got this really nice top on here too. So it's oh, I actually never noticed this before. As much as I talk about this, check this out, you guys. There is like a little O-ring. This is squishy. So this little O-ring here, that's going to create a nice seal on there. So wow, you learn something new every day. So that is our Joe's Air Cleaner Stud Kit, and that runs a $34.95. Next up, oh my gosh, this is definitely one of our favorites, is our Daytona 1 XL1 engine treatment. And I have to say, this is not just a favorite product of mine for my customers. It is a product that I use even in my own personal car because well, in a Toyota, obviously I'm not looking for horsepower because, you know, there's only so much 4 cylinders can give you. But what it does do, because it reduces friction and it reduces heat, then it also saves me on gas mileage, and it really has made a tremendous difference. And the story's kind of long, but I can tell you that I have saved gas mileage. And so really a great use for this, not only for your car, for your race car, where you want to pick up horsepower. Friction, you know, reducing friction is going to help you pick up horsepower in a race car, but in your towing vehicle, I'd love to hear some of you guys try this in your towing vehicles and let me know what the gas mileage you gain from using this in your towing vehicle. And how you would use it is 2 to 3 ounces per quart. Normally the easy way to tell you with the racing engine part, this is the 64-ounce bottle, but we sell it in the 16-ounce bottle. This is a question I answer a lot too, is because of course we say 3 ounces to a quart when you're first using it, like the first use, and then 2 ounces to a quart afterwards. But truthfully, the quick version, the cheat sheet version is, if you're using this in your race car, whether it's the first or the 50th time, just dump one of those 16-ounce containers in there and replace a half a quart of your oil with it. So instead of 7 quarts of oil, you'd put 6.5 quarts in, and a 16-ounce container of the XL1 engine treatment, or, you know, a quarter of this container. This is a much better value, by the way, because the 16 ounces, I believe those run $24.95, and this one runs $75.83. So let's just do easy math, and $25 for 16 ounces. Well, that's if you bought 4 of those, it would cost you $100, whereas 4 of those in one bottle here is $75.83. So this is a much better value. Oh, and then let me show you how this works here too. So what this funky bottle is all about is the fact that this is a measure and pour bottle. So however many ounces you needed. So obviously that's too much. If I was trying to measure 4 ounces, then you just kind of measure and you tip it around, and that way you can measure however much you need to use. So that's a really handy feature that we don't really see on a lot of other products, or actually I've never seen that on another product. Anyway, but that is our XL1 engine treatment. Definitely a favorite of ours across the board, and definitely recommend it. And that is in the number 3 spot. In the number 2 spot this week is a fan favorite here too. Oh, and I've got it in the bag, so let me let the air filter base out of the bag. So this is our CrateInsider flat air filter base. It's an aluminum air filter base. You can see that it's flat on top. The rise on this is the question I receive quite often, is about 2 inches. Let me see here. Well, I sell it with a 1/2 inch seal, because otherwise you've got raw metal right here. I know there's some other versions out there, but then you've got raw metal, and what are you going to do with that? So I sell it with the seal, so that way you guys are ready to go and just drop it on there. Although you do want to go ahead and silicone that seal on there. So we've got a rise of about 2 inches. Make sure I'm in camera here. But the rise is about 2 inches there off the top of your carburetor. So if you're trying to measure like how far is my air filter going to stick up, or what have you, then this will that'll help you out. So 2 inches higher, and then plus whatever your air filter and your air filter lid and all of that is for that. And then another question I get is what is the diameter? Let's go ahead and, well, we have a tape measure out. So our diameter overall is about 14 and a quarter, you know, because you're doing this for a 14-inch air filter. There we go. Okay. Because what I do sometimes and what I do for camera, there we go. So you can see that it's about, but it's meant for a 14-inch air filter. So any 14-inch air filter, of course, we love the Walker air filters, is our favorite right now, but it would work for any of the 14-inch air filters. And that our CrateInsider flat air filter base, where it's the kit, where it's the air filter base and that seal, runs $99.50. And that brings us to the top spot this week. And our top spot is our cases of Klotz oil. So our Klotz 1040, this was developed specifically for crate engines. So I know that, I mean, because I was there, I saw Hendren Racing Engines work directly with Klotz to develop an oil that was going to do a great job in the crate engines. So of course this has been tested and proven on a 604, and of course it works really well with the 602 as well. So we have lots of customers using this. So really it's fully synthetic, and to the best of our knowledge, this is the best performing oil at this time. And so a case, and they come in cases of 10, it runs $139.90. So that is in the number 1 spot this week. So with that, I'm going to take a look at some of these comments over here, and then I'll bring up random number generator, and then we're going to do our giveaway. So I see we've got a bunch of people here today. Thank you all so much for joining. Diesel compatible, I am not sure about that. Let's see. Yeah, and if you're talking about, they make one for the LS, yes. If you're talking about the valve spring changer, there is one for the 525. And yeah, there we go. So I see that question. There is a different version of the valve spring changer for LS or for 525s. And it is actually on our website. That one would not be the one that you'd want to use for that. There is a different one for that. And thanks, yeah, about videos being a big help there. It's just a great way to communicate. And yeah, great with your shirts. Excellent. So I just want to make sure, kind of address any questions folks have here. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring up random number generator. And there we go. And we have so many comments today, so this is wonderful. Okay, I've got 44. And actually number 44. So Josh Walker, the last comment here, you win a hat. So Josh, if you could, please send me a private message with your address, and then I'll get that sent out. I'll be honest, I'm actually going to be out of town for the rest of this week, but I'll get it sent out to you beginning of next week. So I thank each and every one of you for watching, and we do this show every week, Tuesday at 2 o'clock. You can join us here at Crate Insider. Crate Insider's Facebook page for Top 5 Tuesday. So that is Top 5 Tuesday for June 5th, 2018. And I'll see you guys next week.